Hello there and welcome to my channel. I'm going to show you how to apply a grommet to a piece of fabric, and it's really handy to know how to do this because there's loads of different projects that you can do using grommets. You can also make bags with some extra detail around the top of them and use the grommet so you can pull the strings through. You can also use this for a doggy poop bag like I did. I'll show you that project at the end of this video. This is also the same way that you would attach grommets onto curtains. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have over 500 videos on sewing and quilting. And let's see how to attach a grommet to fabric. I'm going to show you how to attach grommets to fabric. I purchased these grommets from Walmart. You can purchase them from loads of different places, your fabric stores, etc, etc. What I liked about the Walmart one, I'm not paid or sponsored to create this video, by the way. I just like using these tools and showing people how to use them. You'll be able to get them on Amazon or all these different places. But what I like about this particular brand of grommets is it comes with the tools already with it, and I'll show you what I mean. Your grommet set will actually come with these two tools, so I'll show you how to use these when we're actually applying the grommets. And you'll also have a set of instructions, and you will need a hammer in order to press this down to close the grommet up. You'll be able to apply these grommets onto any kind of fabric that you want, canvas, cotton, etc, etc. But if you are doing it onto a cotton, I would highly recommend that you stabilize the fabric down that you are putting the grommet onto. Otherwise, I don't think that the fabric is going to hold the grommet so well, and it'll probably pucker. So it's great to stabilize the fabric first. So like I said, you are going to need some stabilizer. This is a fusible stabilizer, medium weight, and I'm just going to fix this onto the back of my fabric. Now we know it's the back of the fabric because the pretty side is face down, has a print on it, and this is the back here that we don't see the fabric. So we are going to adhere this to the fabric. So I've now adhered the stabilizer to the fabric, to the back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of fabric over the top. You will actually have your project already done and ready to go, but I am having to like muck one up, so to speak. So I'm just going to pin these together. So this is basically what your project is going to be like. Obviously yours is going to be sewn together or flipped right sides out or whatever. So basically we are going to now attach the grommets onto our fabric. You have two parts to a grommet. You have this section here that is slightly raised. You have this other grommet here that is flat. So this is kind of like what squashes the two pieces of fabric into place. This part of the grommet is going to be the grommet that shows on the external part of your project. This is going to be like the pretty side of your grommet. And the flat side you'll want to keep on the inside of your project because it's not quite as pretty and ornate as the other part. You're going to use this grommet section here, and you're going to use the inside of this grommet here to mark a circle on your project. So now you want to find out exactly where you want to put your grommet onto your piece of fabric. Find out where you want your grommet to be. Obviously this is a sample, so I'm not too bothered where it's going to be. So I am going to use a pencil, and I'm going to create a circle inside of this grommet section. I'll go around a few times. I want to be able to see the inside of this grommet here. So here you go. There's a circle clearly marked of where this grommet is going to go. Now what you want to do is create a small hole, like so. And you want to get some smallish scissors so you can cut around this circle. And I think it just wants to be just slightly on the circle. You'll find out in a second what I mean, because we will have to put the grommet on top of it. So just get a small pair of scissors and just start cutting around this hole for the grommet. Now using this part and making sure that this part is on the external side of your fabric, so whatever is the external part of your fabric, you are then going to see if you can get that fabric over the top of that grommet. And sometimes you can just keep on stretching the fabric about and you can ease that fabric into that whole section, or sometimes you might have to just cut a little bit more around. So I'm just going to mess around with this grommet and get this fabric into here. So it's this section of the grommet here that we are using. Now if you do have to cut this fabric anymore, just make sure that you don't cut it too much, because you basically want to hide these raw seams into the grommet. That is the whole purpose of doing this. So this would be the right side of the project of the grommet, and then this is the wrong side. So this would be the external of your project with the grommet on it, and then this will be the internal section. So I'm going to get the other side of my grommet, and there's more of like a decorative side, and then there's another side where you actually push it onto the other side of the grommet, so to speak. And it's a little bit like curved, rounded. You will notice which side is supposed to be the decorative side. And you're going to place that on top like so. This is where we're going to bring our tools in. So I'm going to show you which one rests on which side. So this is the external grommet here. So that is going to be resting on top of this flat here. So it's going to be resting on top there. And then basically you're going to put the fabric is going to be wedged in between here. And then you're going to take the second part of this grommet here. So the part that looks like it should be flattened down. So like this, a more of a decorative side, more curved side. So that is going to be facing you. And you're going to place that on top there. And then you're going to see that that is on top of each other. So it works a bit like a cam snap. And then basically you're going to get this other section here, and you're going to place that over the top. So that's what it'll look like. And then you'll get your hammer and you're going to hammer that down. But not just yet, because this is just a demonstration part. You want to do it on the part with the fabric inside. So here's the part with the grommet attached on the external. This is the external side. And then we have the excess of that external grommet just poking through. And then we're going to get the other part of the grommet here. Now you can have the decorative side facing you, and then there's a side that has kind of like ridges in it, kind of like it's a little bit raised here. So you'll know when you're looking at it which is the pretty side, and you're going to put that on top there like so. You're going to take your base here, and then on the external part you're going to lay that down on top of the base like so. And then you're going to get this part here and you're going to put it on top. And then you're going to take your hammer and you're going to put this on the floor, because you don't put it on the floor, you don't want to do it on a table. And you're going to hammer this into place. Once you have hammered the grommet into place, it will look like this. So you don't see any of the raw edges at all. And this is how you attach a grommet to a piece of fabric. So I did do a tutorial on a doggy poop bag, and I'll show you how this came into play. So I made this little pouch. It's got the doggy poop bags inside of there, like so. And I zip that back up, and then there you can see that is a grommet. So it's really helpful to know how to do grommets because they're very helpful to do certain different projects. And obviously this is the same way that you would do some curtains, but some curtain grommets you just have to snap them in, you don't even have to apply them with a hammer. So I did make some curtains out of grommets, and I've made this out of grommets, and I'll have some other projects where I'll be making stuff with grommets. I have over 500 YouTube tutorials. Please subscribe to my channel, like and comment on this video as it helps my channel when you do that, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.